So now that we've talked about what a streamlined home is and why you should streamline your home, we are going to get into how you actually go about streamlining your home in this video. So the very first step that you want to take when you decide to streamline your home is you want to prepare. And this is a step a lot of people like to just fly right by and skip past because it's so exciting to get into the actual streamlining because you want to get those hours back into your week. But if you miss this step, you are much more likely to fail at streamlining your home and never actually arrive at your destination because you won't have a clear plan. So I'm going to walk you through a few different things you want to make sure you do when you're in this preparation process. The first one is you want to choose a start date. You don't want to put it too far off in the future so you lose your momentum and forget why you wanted to do this, but you also want to give yourself enough time to get adequately prepared. So 1 to 2 weeks out into the future for a start date is a good place to start, unless you know, for example, you have the whole house to yourself for a week. In a few weeks, that would be another really good time to start streamlining your home. Once you have your start date figured out, you want to choose a duration. You don't want to let streamlining last forever because it absolutely can. So many times I hear people say, I have been decluttering my house for years, or I have been trying to set up a good meal plan for months. And it really shouldn't take that long. If you give yourself an exact deadline and an end date as well as that start date, it will take you much less time to streamline. We will get into in the next video exactly how long each step of the streamlining process should take, but for now, just know that it shouldn't take that long. It shouldn't take you more than a few months to completely streamline your home. And you want to have kind of those boundaries set up for the streamlining project for yourself. It will help you keep up the momentum and also for your family. It lets them know that, yep, things might be a little bit crazy for the next few weeks or even a couple of months, but there is a set end time to this project. And if you bear with me and help me out, it will get done much faster. The third thing that you want to do is you want to print any workbooks. Now, I actually have workbooks for each of the pillars to help you get those set up. And I will put links to those in the description down below. There's a workbook for decluttering with checklists. There's one for setting up every routine that you need as a mom. There's one for meal planning. There is one also for creating a rough day plan. And there's also one for setting up your budget. But if you want to use something completely different, that's okay. There are tons of templates out there on Etsy and just all over the internet. So you can look wherever you want. Choose some templates though that will help you out and kind of keep you on track to make sure that you aren't getting sidetracked, you aren't backtracking, and just help you keep that forward momentum so you can reach your goal in a timely manner. So once you decide which workbooks you want to use for each of those steps, go ahead and print those off so you are ready to go and you don't have to keep stopping and starting as you go through the streamlining process. I recommend getting a binder, and in 2 videos, I will go over with you exactly how to set up a binder so that you can streamline quickly and efficiently. So be sure to subscribe if you haven't already if you want to check out that video. But I recommend just getting a binder, keeping all of your worksheets, everything, your plan in that binder, so you have one easy resource that you are referencing as you go through the streamlining. The next step in the planning phase is to set up a super simple meal plan. This isn't going to be your set it and forget it meal plan that you're going to have eventually. This is just to get you into the streamlining, to give you a little time back so you can actually do the decluttering and the setting up routines. So this is just 1 week, as simple of a meal plan as you can come up with. Meals that are easy to clean, easy to prep, easy to cook, all of that stuff. So you have a little bit of extra time built into your day, because I know most of us, the reason we want to streamline is to get more time, and it's hard to actually make time for the streamlining if we don't have any time to spare. So this super simple meal plan will give you at least 15 to 30 minutes back every day if you follow it during the decluttering phase and the routine phase of streamlining. And the next step of the planning is to set up a super simple cleaning routine. You don't want to worry too much about doing a lot of deep cleaning while you are decluttering because you'll just end up really frustrated. Decluttering, by nature of the project, generally is a little messy. So you're going to give yourself some grace. You're going to keep up with the basics. I mean, you need to still clean your bathroom, right? You need to still vacuum the floor, but you're not going to do a lot of extra cleaning that you may want to do until the decluttering is done. And then once that's done, you'll be setting up a cleaning routine that you're going to stick with, one that's going to keep your house nice and clean all the time. But you don't want to stress yourself out about the cleaning until you have that first pillar set up. So This super simple cleaning routine goes along with the super simple meal plan in giving you a little bit more time to actually get started and get this project rolling. And then the last step of the preparation is kind of any other preparation that you need. So an example of this might be if your children are very young and you have a lot of decluttering to do, you may want to see if maybe a grandparent could take the kids for an afternoon or a day so you can get started on the decluttering without being interrupted a million times or without having to stop and make people meals. You can just worry about yourself and the decluttering, and that will help you just get that momentum started right away. It can be really helpful to set this up maybe once a week during the decluttering phase so you know you have a block of time every week that you can really dedicate to getting the decluttering done. Something else you may want to do in this step of preparation is getting buy-in from significant others and older children. I talk a lot about this in other videos, how to get your family on board when you are decluttering, so you can reference back to that if that's something that you would like to do. It's really not as hard as you think, and there's a lot of ways to get your family involved and even excited and motivated to help you out while you are going through the streamlining process. Something else you'll want to do in this preparation phase is getting the boxes or bags or whatever you decide to use for organizing your decluttering. You'll want to have those ready to go for when you start decluttering. I will go into exactly how many boxes you need and how this looks once I start the decluttering series, which will be coming soon after this one. So again, be sure to subscribe if you think that would be helpful. And then the last thing that I like to use is a meal plan calendar. Now, if you use my templates, they come with a meal plan calendar that you can print off and use. But if you're using a different template for setting up your meal plan, you may just want to also have a calendar that you will be using for your final set it and forget it meal plan. And what I mean by a meal plan calendar is just a calendar that has a spot for dinners especially. You could use one that also has a breakfast meal plan and lunch meal plan, but I find I just need it especially for the dinner meal plan because that's where I put the most variety into my meal plan. So I do find that really helpful as well for my students who are streamlining their home. Now, if you already know, this is for me, I want to streamline my home as quickly as possible and I'm ready to get started right away. Check out my free workshop where I walk you through all of this preparation step, and you actually have a game plan workbook that you will also get for free when you sign up. And in the workshop, I walk you through how to fill out the workbook so that you can start streamlining with confidence as quickly as possible. So there's a link to that in the description down below, and I will also pin a comment with a link to sign up for that workshop as well. Now, once you are done with the preparation, this is where things get fun. You're going to declutter your house once and for all. I hear so many moms say, I have been trying to get the clutter under control for years and I just can't seem to get a hold of it. So what you're going to do in this step is you're actually going to set yourself, again, a very specific amount of time that I will talk about in the next video, but you're going to make sure the decluttering doesn't last forever and that it is also completely done. And I love the decluttering phase so much because you get that positive reinforcement back right away. The very first time that you start decluttering, you will start seeing huge results. And not only do you start seeing huge results right away in the little things, but in the big thing, like how much time you have in your week, you will start seeing results right away as well. And the more you declutter, the more time you get back. So you just get this positive feedback loop and it's super awesome. As soon as you get started with it, you just start feeling so much better and a weight is just lifted off your shoulders. So this is the first step of actual streamlining, and you want to make sure you do this first. Don't try to set up an amazing cleaning routine first because then you'll just be cleaning up a bunch of clutter that you don't need to be. And it will take you twice as long as if you just decluttered and then did your cleaning routines. So once your house is completely decluttered, then you will go on to creating all of the routines that you need to run your home seamlessly. And once you get this done, it really feels like your home is running on autopilot. It is just such a good feeling to get it set up. Then once your routines are set up, you want to create your set it and forget it meal plan. So this is where your meal plan gets to be a little bit more interesting. You're not just going to be eating that super simple meal plan anymore, because now you have some time where you can actually cook some more interesting and a little bit healthier meals for your family. And the thing I love about this phase is it's super fast, and once you set it up, you honestly don't have to meal plan ever again unless you want to. Once your meal plan is set up, this is where you do that kind of optional step that we talked about a couple of videos ago, where you create your rough day plan. This isn't 100% necessary. If you want to skip this step, that's okay. But my students who have done this step have found such amazing results, and it makes it so much easier when things go wrong, as they do when you're a mom, right? Kids get sick, you get sick, and just all kinds of things can happen that make life a little bit more difficult. If you have a plan already in place for when that happens, it is so much easier during those times, and then it's so much easier after those times to get back into your routines, into your rhythms, and just be able to fully enjoy your streamlined home once again. Now, after the rough day plan is done, you want to set up your budget. And this includes paying off any debt that you have, building up savings accounts, and just really having a good, solid budget that you can live on month after month so that finances are no longer a stress in your life. Now, the budget doesn't necessarily give you time back, but I still think it's very important for a streamlined home because it gives you peace of mind. It will help you stress less about your finances. It will help you be able to afford things that you actually care about and want to be able to afford, and it will just help you have a lot less stress. Now, if you know you are ready to dive in and start streamlining your home as quickly as possible, but you would just love to have a plan already in place and support to make sure that you don't fall off the wagon and make sure you make it to the finish line, check out my membership, Total Home Transformation, where I help my students reach their goal of a streamlined home as quickly as possible. That's all I had for this video. I'll see you on the next one.